Hi everyone, this is Aruna Arichami, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, SNS College of Technology. In my lecture series today, we're going to see the few examples related to the transaction concept. So before that, what do you mean by transaction? Some unit of program can be executed that can be dealing with any account, any data item. Here, data item can be any transaction. Something can be changes, some updation can be done. So that can be called it as a transaction. Transaction is the best example is the online transactional processing. All your current data, live data, these are the basic example for the transaction. Now we're going to discuss with the example dealing with the bank account between the two users. So now we're going to move the 5,000 amount from one account to the another account. For that, I'm considering the two account, that is Carol's and Roy. Now the amount of 5,000 can be transferred from Carol's account to the Roy's account. How it could be done at the back end? Because in our GPay, if you are taking a GPay and all, you are transmitting the amount. How you are transmitting? You are giving the user, instead of account number, you're giving the phone number. Through that particular phone number, you're transferring the amount. So that particular amount, after completing the process, it will be again back to, after closing the bank account, bank thing, it will return back to your home. So how this process can be done, how the amount can be credited and debit, that could be see it over here. See here, first the account one, that is Carol's account. We're going to open that particular account. Now we're going to check the balance. Why we are checking the balance over here means if the amount is sufficient or not. Maybe it does not have a sufficient amount, means it could not be transferred the amount. It will send a notification to the customer, your doesn't have a enough amount to transfer. This type of a notification can be transferred to the user. For that only we are checking the old balance. After checking the old balance, so the amount, what type of a debit amount that we have to give. So that a particular amount debited from your old balance, that could be stored in your new balance. The new balance final amount can be stored it in the new variable. Finally, that particular amount can be, account can be closed. So this is the how here at the one end. So here debited means it could be subtracted from the old. We are going to take that particular amount. So only we are subtracting over here. What happened in the second, another account means similar how, whom you going to transfer the amount. In that case, you have opened that particular account and also you have to check the old balance, how much it will be there. Based on the old balance, here you know new amount can be added to that balance. A new balance can be calculated. That new balance, we're going to store it in the another variable. Finally, we have to close the particular account. So this is the process can be taken place at the back end while transmitting the amount from one end to the another end. Nowadays, we are having a blockchain technology, everything while transmitting the amount from the thing. So the blockchain technology, it will provide the most security. Data can be transmitted, encrypted in terms of blocks and blocks. How much can be, could be providing more security, and also it will very difficult for the hackers to hack that particular thing and all. For that only we are using. Anyway, if you are transmitting any amount to another one due to the merchant, so first your amount can be sent to the merchant, but similarly the server side merchant, the another person side merchant, it can be transmitted over here, it can be transmitted or to that particular account. So this is the how it can be happens in the real world, how the amount can be transmitted. So for that, major thing is a transaction. So the transaction is nothing but the unit of program. So just it like a thread. It is a small program that could be executed. For what it could be executed? Access, that also we can able to access, and also we going to update our data items. Here data item is nothing but my account details, my account, or whomever you are transmitting that particular account. That could be considered as a data items. So if your best example is how we are going to use what type of an operation. For example, if I have to transfer rupees 50 or $50 from account A to B, I'm going to use only a two operation. One is a read and write, as well as the arithmetic operation. So here arithmetic operation is a credited means plus, and debited means subtraction. These two operation only we're going to use. So first we have to read the account A. After reading the thing, we're going to debit rupees 50 from that particular account. Finally, I have to update my account because here we're going to debit that amount. That could be updated in my account. So that could be right operation. Again, I have to read B. In a read B, I'm already having certain balance that could be added with my how much amount I am going to credit. That particular amount can be added. The new balance can be stored. Finally, I have to update my account with the current balance. That is a B plus 50 can be updated over here. Here A minus 50 can be updated over here. This is the how a transaction can be taken place in the real world example. Here we're going to use only a 3 operation. One is a addition, subtraction, read and write operation. So if you are doing this thing in a transaction, we're going to deal with the 2 major issues. That major issue is intermediately it may have a system failure or a system crashes, disaster may occur, hardware failure, software failure. These are the possible failure can be occur. For example, if you are transmitting any amount from one account to the another account in the real world, intermediately your server have down, or your internet can go down. What happened? Whether it can be in the intermediate, your amount in the intermediate stage? No, definitely in the particular time, again, it will be returned back to your amount if it is in the intermediate stage. It will not never in the thing. So for that only, we're going to see the asset property, how it could be supported in the transaction concept. We will see it in the next lecture series. And also another issues is the concurrent execution, because if you are going for a transaction, we are not doing a single updation, we are having a multiple updation, and a concurrent execution is possible. Multiple user can able to connect with the same data type, data item. For example, a bank and the customer. A bank can have a n number of customer. Whether the customer, one after completing a one customer, the another customer can access that thing? No. All the customer can concurrently execute, concurrently using that particular same bank. So in this case, there may have certain failure during the concurrent execution. So these are the 2 major issues can be deals with the transaction concepts. Thank you for watching my video. In my next series, we're going to see about the what could be the asset property, how it could be supported for the transaction concept.